Alright YouTube, I'm going to show you guys here how I managed to turn my HP Pavilion 590, which is the latest 8th generation Intel desktop. It's like just a regular home computer that I turned into a gaming computer with a little bit of like modification. It came with an an i3-8100, which is a true quad core, turbos up to 3.6 gigahertz, 4 gigs of RAM, and then it came with a 1 terabyte hard drive with a 16 gig Intel Optane. Intel Optane is still in there right there. And I swapped out the hard drive for a solid state, so I have the Optane boosting the solid state, which makes it really fast. Anyways, what I did was I put in a PVIA. This is a 400 watt non-modular SFX power supply. The standard ATX are way too big to fit in this case. So it's running a 400 watt. And what I had to do was up top here, right there, that's just a standard 4-pin CPU power connector on the power supply. There's also another one right there. So you have to take the 8-pin and separate it and do 4 to the top, 4 to the bottom. And then this connector right here is like a proprietary SATA power. You do have to use that. And I plugged my SSD into that because it wouldn't boot without that plugged in. So that you have to leave plugged in. And then for the 24-pin, I have a jumper on there. Reason being, when you hit the power button on the computer, it doesn't turn the power supply on because there's like one of these wires in here. This green wire right here is like what turns the system on when you hit the power button, but because you're not using the 24-pin, it doesn't work. So basically, whenever you flip the switch on the power supply, it does, turn the power supply on. So I make sure when I shut the computer off, I wait for it to power down, then I flip the power supply off. I mean, it doesn't seem to hurt anything if I leave it running, but just in case. But other than that, I just added the RX 480. This is an 8 gig, which you can see right here is running perfectly on the i3-8100 and the 8 gigs of RAM. And I've used it for several weeks now and it's been working perfectly. I just added a 120mm Corsair case fan as an intake fan to help keep my temperatures down a little bit. But other than that, everything works just as it should. The Intel Optane I have boosting my 250 gig PNY SSD, so everything is really fast. And then on the back side there, I have a 2 terabyte external for storage, files, that sort of thing. But other than that, that's pretty much all I needed to do to get everything to work properly. I just couldn't find any videos on how to do it. So if you have any questions regarding like any of this, feel free to message me. I spent a long time trying to get everything to work. So anyways, that should get your HP Pavilion 590 up in gaming.